So hello and a very happy new year for my first show of the year of 2023, where we're going to tap into the Akashic records, the divine wisdom and guidance that comes through us. I'm going to be pulling a card today, and we're going to be really calling in how we can create a really magical year going forwards into 2023. But this will be helpful whatever time or whatever day that you watch this. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Natasha Nicole Harris. I'm an intuitive coach. I work with the Akashic records and really supporting soul leaders and people to really connect with the divine wisdom of the Akashic records so that we can have some more love, impact, leadership, magic in our lives going forward. And it really does help and support us to come into alignment, really kind of connect with who we are and what we want to create in this lifetime. So not just for 2023, but how we want to shape our lives, who we're becoming, how we're showing up in every aspect of what we do. And so the Akashic records really support us, enabling us to do that. It really is a powerful tool to really coming back to ourselves, really discovering who we are on all aspects of our humanness, our emotional field, our mental field, and also our spiritual field, and connecting with the greater good of the oneness of everything that we are always connected to. So that's why I love to work with the Akashic records. So for those of you that are joining me live, say hi, let me know in the comments you can hear me okay. It's always helpful to know. If you're watching this is a replay, please type the hashtag replay. Please do ask questions and tag me and ask away, because I always love to receive questions. And if it's anything more general around the Akashic records, if I receive questions, I will answer those in a separate live as well, and do a little reel or something like that on my Facebook page, on my Facebook group, Soul Aligned Leaders, and on Instagram. So for those of you that are joining me, welcome and a very happy new year. We're going to be pulling a card today from my beautiful card deck of Work Your Light by Rebecca Campbell. These are a beautiful deck of cards. I've got a couple of her decks and they're really beautiful. So I really wanted to talk into, like, how do we even really create a magical year? Before I pull a card, I just wanted to give it some context, some framing, some understanding of what are we actually doing when we're creating a magical year, a magical month, a magical life, whatever that is, because we really do get to create anything we truly desire. We are the masters of our own life. We get to be in the driving seat of our life, and we get to steer it wherever we want to go. And sometimes we feel a little bit overwhelmed, a little bit out of control. I don't know how you're feeling right now. Let me know in the comments how you're feeling right now as you're kind of stepping into the second week of the year. Are you feeling excited? Are you feeling like full of the flutters of like what's coming? Like, are we going to be creating something magical? Do you even know what that is yet? Or are you feeling a little bit of trepidation? I think a lot of people that I've been speaking to this week have been feeling like things have been coming up hugely. And I've been feeling that as well this week, that things are coming to the surface that I really want to leave behind, that I'm ready to move through, I'm ready to release, I'm ready to let go of, so that I can really fully open my arms and receive everything that's coming my way this year. It is time to really step into who we want to be, step into our own power. Through the Akashic records, we can do that as well. We can really step into our soul light, and we can shine even more brightly. I really believe that the world needs more love, more light, more compassion, and more understanding now more than ever. And there seems to be like a lot of judgment that arises in the face of that. And it's okay that we've experienced the duality of these different emotions, that these things come up for us in different capacities, and that just because we're feeling a little bit perhaps overwhelmed, a bit stretched, a bit like, oh my gosh, the whole year is looming ahead of me and I've no idea what I want to create, and I'd better get busy, I'd better put my foot to the floor, that we are we want to step into a little bit of a moment of calm, of creating what we want to create, so that we don't get overwhelmed. Like, what is your deepest desire for this year? What is it? Who is it that you want to become this year? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what it is that you are focusing on the year for 2023, because it's not just about really getting to the end of the year and going, I've succeeded or I failed. This is why I don't really like New Year's resolutions. For me, they've never, ever worked. I've made a very strong pact with myself never to really create New Year's resolutions, never to start at the beginning of the year and say, this is what I'm going to do and this is what I'm going to create. I'm always creating it. The start of the year is a moment where we can reflect back, see what's not working, and step further into where we want to go. But it's not a moment to say, this is where it all starts and this is who I need to become. We are layering on all the wisdom, all the knowledge of what we're bringing with us through the years to this point, so that we can really kind of deepen our desires, deepen our understanding of what we want to create, so we can step more fully into that and really live it every day. Because for me, it's not just about being in the magical moment, being in the magic of it. I know I've entitled this Creating a Magical Year, but it's not just simply about waiting for the magic to happen. It really is about taking action step by step that's leading us to where we want to go. It's not just about how we wait patiently, hope that all these things will come together so that we can create the desire we want to call in, whatever that is, whether that's a relationship, whether that's love, whether it's more connection, whether it's more clients if you're in business, if it's more compassion and understanding, if it's more family that we want to bring together, if it's more money, whatever that is. So if you want to share that with me as well, I'm not sure if I can see comments, but watching these on like coming through from different platforms. But what is it that you really want to call in? What is it that you are bringing in this year? Is it a matter of like you're creating, you want to step into more visibility in what you do? If you want to be more people to find you more easily, so that people can work with you, so that you can contribute in a different way to shifting things on the planet, whatever that is that you're calling in, it doesn't really matter. It's about really focusing on that and really getting much more clarity on what that is, and then understanding what action is it you're going to take in order to support you to get you there. And it really is around how much aligned that action is there. How aligned your action is to getting you there. Because it's not just about doing more. It's not about saying, right, well, if I want to create this, I've got to put my foot down to the floor. I've got to do more. I've got to get really, really good at this. It's about really perhaps even stepping back and perhaps doing less, but what you're doing is really super aligned to where you want to go. That is where the magic is. It's in the action. It's in taking aligned action. It's in really being very discerning, creating huge amount of choice in, does this feel aligned to where I want to go? Or does this feel like this is something that's going to maybe work, maybe not work? Maybe I'll test it out and see. But as soon as I realize that it's not getting me closer to where I'm going, I have the power and the strength to say, this isn't the right aligned action, and to step away with it and then see where else we want to go. We're kind of taking steps a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right on the way to what we want to create and what we desire. It's not a linear line. It's like, I'm going to take action, and I will get there. It's like, it's discerning all the way along the journey. Does this feel aligned? Yes or no? Oh, it feels really good. It feels really juicy. It feels like it's working. It feels really aligned. It feels like it's bringing me closer to what I desire and doing more of that. Or it feels really difficult and really challenging, and it's like, this feels really icky. This feels really not aligned. This is not working. I'm pushing too hard. And maybe it's not about letting it go entirely. It's about course correcting. It's about seeing what bits of that thing don't work, so that you can step closer towards it and make that action even more aligned, so that the magic then starts to happen and starts to create. It's not in just doing more. This is what I hear so often. So in order for today, what I really want to do is draw on the cards to give us a little bit of intuition, a little bit of guidance, a little bit of support in what it is that we want to take that feels more aligned. And remembering that sometimes doing nothing is also taking action. It's taking new and different action. Letting something go is taking action because we're doing something differently. I often say this as well, you know, the quickest route to insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. In order to create new results, we have to be doing something different. I want to thank Albert Einstein for that quote. But it's really around, you know, remembering that it's not always about doing more. Stopping doing something is also doing something differently and creating different action and creating different results. So it can be just as powerful letting go of something that's not aligned in order to create space, a little bit of space in that moment of pause, of letting go of something so that something else can come through, something else can drop down for us, a bit of wisdom can come in for us that will help us to take more aligned action to what we're wanting to create. So I'm going to draw on the cards. Let me know if you've heard of these, if you've got these deck cards, if you work with the angel cards a lot. I've got loads, so many decks on my shelves, on my windowsill. I love working with the cards because I think they just offer us so much guidance, and wherever we are, whatever we're doing, you know, it's unique. The guidance we receive, the thing we hear the most through these cards is what we need to hear. So it'll be different for each and every single one of us. That's the beauty of working with them. So if anyone's got a question that they want to add to it, then let me know, because we're just going to see what action, those of you that are joining me now, what action we're going to be taking that feels aligned towards the desires that we're creating, the magical year that we're creating ahead of us. So pop a question in, or we can just, I'm just going to connect with the cards. I'm going to bring in the angels, bring in the guidance, and we're going to just bring this together. So the card that we're pulling in, oh, look at this one. Oh, where is that? Hopefully you can see it. It is the Age of Light. And this really feels so resonant for me right now. Let's get this backwards on these cards. Like the Age of Light, this is what we're calling in now. We really want to call in more light. You know, a lot of the work that I do is around connecting with our soul light, connecting with our soul wisdom, connecting with our power, but it's about how we add more light frequency to every cell in our being, how we create more light around us, within us, around us, for us, and so that we amplify this light out into the world and create more of this so that we become even more magnetic to more light finding us, more of these beautiful frequencies and codes that we are receiving from the Akashic records. You know, I really do believe that the amount of light that we are receiving from the Akashic records is huge, and we have to open our arms to receive it, because it's all around us all the time anyway. It's just like we're amplifying more and more of it out, but are we open to receiving it as well? So looking at that, and what it says underneath is, you've been training for this for lifetimes. I don't know if you can see that. I can never read it. You've been training for this for lifetimes, and we absolutely have. I was actually talking to a client today about this, and you know, the wisdom, through a session with him a couple of months ago, and was, you know, receiving images from past lives, from being around the pyramids, being in Japan, being in Turkey, being in all these beautiful ancient wisdom codes. And we have this wisdom that we have been collecting for lifetimes. We have it in us, in our DNA. We hold that memory of the wisdom that we have brought with us collectively over centuries, through us, through every cell of our being. So we know that through DNA and genetics, that we carry those codes from through generations, but also through past lifetimes as well. And so we've been training for this. We have been working at this through lifetimes. We have the information to hand, but how often are we really receiving it? So the action I feel that this card is showing us is to say, remember what we already know. Remember what we have been calling in for lifetimes. This memory that without all the distractions we have on this planet right now, everything that's going on, all the polarity that's going on that distracts us, that keeps us in a space of trying to stay safe. So where is the wisdom that we need to draw on now in order to step up? For those of you that follow me, for those of you that are in my world, you are creating, a difference in the world. You are doing something different, and it requires great strength and great power to step up above the parapet, to be able to be visible, to show that there are other ways of doing things, that the old ways of doing things don't work, and that we have to look for new solutions, to find new answers, to find new ways of being. But we already hold that information within us. So it's really calling us, I believe, to really look at that from within us as well, again now, to really call on the information, ask our guides for that support, ask those around us, ask for the wisdom of those teachers that we follow, that we want to support. For me, connection and having my people around me that understand what we're doing, that we can support each other from a real even level, so that we're all supporting each other. Sometimes I'm a few steps ahead and I can shine the light for my clients and for people in my world, and that we're walking alongside. And for other times there are other people that are shining the light for me, for when I feel challenged, for when I feel that things are not going quite the right way, when things are feeling a little bit on edge and I'm not quite sure, or don't have the clarity to see the next step ahead of me. By being with people around me that can support me, encourage me, light the way for me, I get the clarity that I need, that I already hold within them. They don't have the clarity for me. We have that within each of us alone. So it's really about being supported amongst people that are helping us to shine our own light on what our own solutions and our own answers are. And this is what this is about. These lives are always about, is bringing in this wisdom to remind us that we have the answers from many lifetimes past within us to support us. So if anyone's got any questions around this, I might just give you a few minutes just to really connect with this wisdom that we hold within us. If you have any questions, then pop them in the comments section, and I can answer those. And if you've got any questions about the Akashic Records, pop them in the comments as well. Just tag me, and then I can come back and answer those separately, because I always love to receive questions about the Akashic Records and how we can work with them even more deeply, to heal and let go of the things that we've been like dragging along with us. So if you are in a space where you can just sit quietly for a moment, or close your eyes and just come into a moment of presence, come into a moment of connection with your wisdom that you hold within, then I'm inviting you to connect with that right now, to just take a few breaths, soften your gaze. If you're somewhere a little bit more public, maybe you just want to soften your gaze so you don't look like you are meditating, but you can do that even with people around. It's just coming into a moment of connection with yourself and taking a few deeper breaths. So just allowing yourself to come into a groundedness, a connection with your body. And if you are in a quiet space, perhaps you want to just place your hands on your heart, just to bring yourself in deeper connection with your body. Because we hold the information here. The information isn't outside of us. It comes through us on a soul level, on a frequency level, on an Akashic level, on an energetic level, but we hold that wisdom within our physicality, within our physical bodies. So we never want to disappear somewhere else to get the information. We always want to come back to a groundedness in our body to access it, to ignite it, to activate it. And you're just going to call in your guides, call in all the energies around you that are supporting you. Perhaps these are guides that you know that are with you. Perhaps you've never worked with guides before. Just invite them to step forward and share something with you today that you can feel on a physical level. And this desire that you want to call in for the year, whatever that is, bring that to the forefront of your mind and place this desire in your heart. This is something you would love to create. You can feel it with every part of your being. Every cell in your body wants to vibrate and jump up and down for joy for this thing that you're calling in. This thing you want to bring into your reality. You want to create for yourself. And you have all this beautiful support and wisdom that's all around you and within you that is going to support you in taking action that's aligned towards it to bring it closer to you. Hold this wisdom in you, in every cell. You're calling it in from past lives, from lifetimes worth of training, as the card says. To bring in more light to what you're calling in and what you're desiring. You can feel that light all around you. A beautiful light frequency that is supporting you in walking closer towards and into your desires. As soon as you've walked into your desire, you've created it. It shows up in your reality. This is how you know you've become a vibrational match to it. You've become so magnetic with light that it is in your experience. And in this stillness, in this moment, in this quietness that you feel in you and around you, in this space, your guides are giving you a message, a clue. Perhaps they are handing you or offering you a gift, a symbol. Perhaps it doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but trust that it's for you and its meaning will become clear over time. All that light around you, all that light that you can absorb into your physical body, and it shines out like a prism. The prism receives the light and refracts it out. That's you. And the wisdom is coming for you within this space. It's coming towards you. What are you receiving? Allow your whole body and your energy to be open to receiving it. If there's fear coming up, pop it to the side for a moment. If the mind wants to work out what you're receiving, pop that to the side for a moment. And allow yourself to receive the wisdom, the guidance, the clue, the action, the clarity of what is going to step you closer towards your desire. And breathe into this receiving. Feel the calmness of receiving this. Feel the joy of receiving it. Feel whatever's coming up in the receiving of it. How does it feel to receive it? And just take a moment to acknowledge your part in creating it. This desire you want to call in for a magical year ahead. You get to choose to create it through everything you do. Feel how beautiful that is. And thank your guides for showing you, giving you some clarity along the way. Thanking the light that's all around you and asking and inviting more of it to touch you throughout the days, throughout the weeks. Feel it with every fiber of your being. And thank everything around you that is supporting your journey to creating your desires for a magical year ahead. And just feeling your feet again on the floor, feeling where you're sitting, feeling that shift in your physical body. Noticing what's shifted and changed for you. And take a few final breaths here as you come back into the space. So for those of you that have never done one of my little meditations before, I'm always guided with what comes up. I never know or script any of it. It just seems to appear to me in front of me what is coming through me. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you received something. I would love to hear in the comments how or what you received, what gift you were given, what signs you were shown. If there was any clarity that came through you, how it felt in your body. If there's anything you'd like to share, do share them in the comments. And I'm here every Wednesday at 4 p.m. UK time, channeling something live, drawing a card, doing some activation meditations with the Akashic records. My wish is that everyone can tap into their own Akashic records so that they can do the healing and the support that they need in order to step fully into themselves, so we can all create a different future for humanity, for the planet, and sprinkle more of that light, as the card says, more love and compassion throughout the world. So what a beautiful card that is to have come today in support of that. And the one thing I just wanted to let you know is you can come and find me on Facebook here, if you're watching me on Facebook, over on Instagram at Natasha Nicole Harris, over on LinkedIn as well. And if you, there are some links in the post if you're interested in knowing a bit more about the Akashic records, having a record, an Akashic reading, a healing, spirit guide reading, which is always super, super fun. And next week I am running a masterclass, which is going to elaborate and expand on everything that I have talked about today. It's called The Energetic Word. It's around really finding the frequency and the word of what you want to call more on into this year. So you can become more of a frequency and vibrational match to the thing that you're calling in. It's all going to be about energetics, and working with the Akashic records, of course, but it's also going to be about taking super aligned action and understanding what that action is, so you can start to create and start to do things differently at this start of the year. It's going to be a 3-part masterclass. Monday the 16th next week Wednesday the 18th and Friday the 20th at 4 p.m. UK time. You'll get the recording if you can't join live. I'm going to pop the link below, but it's also on my website on the homepage if you go to mindbodysoulenergy.co.uk. It's £22. You also receive a credit for £22 if you come and join it for anything else that you want to join in 2023. So, and if you've got any questions, just send me a DM, send me a message. I'd love to chat to you, and I'd love for you to experience the beauty and the light within the Akashic Records even more for yourself coming into 2023. I'm also going to be teaching how you can access your Akashic Records in spring. So if that is something of interest for you, then please do drop me a DM and let me know you're interested so I can let you know when that's coming up. But I'll be posting it everywhere on social as well. So for now, thank you for watching. Happy New Year, everyone. Let's create that magical year ahead, and keep chatting to your guides. Keep drawing in the light. Remember, you hold the wisdom within you. You've been training for this for lifetimes. And I will see you again next week. Bye for now.